Good morning. Welcome to the John Mendola Show here in WILK, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Locations in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, Hazleton, and Williamsport. As we talk live local sports each and every Saturday morning here on the John Mendola Show. Join us online, thejohnmendolashow.com, as we give you interviews each and every day. And, of course, you could follow us on Twitter at John Mendola Show. I want to thank our friends at Mendocino's Italian Specialties, located on Sanderson Avenue in Scranton. Well, we got a lot to talk about this morning. We have the Abington Heights girls basketball team live in studio with us. Old Forge girls are going to be with us momentarily. Also going to talk a little Kings College men's basketball and some wrestling going on in the Wyoming Valley Conference, that tournament where they kind of get the big schools, little schools, the big guys, little guys, all that stuff. But some wrestling going on this weekend as well here on the show. So hope you're enjoying your weekend to start here, and the weather cooperating with this. A little chilly, but nothing too bad as some of the south and that east coast is going to get hit this weekend. Well, let's welcome in the Old Forge Lady Blue Devils, and Coach Stacchiotti is here along with some of the girls. And Coach, welcome into the show.
Glad to be here, Jen.
And Ron, let's talk a little bit about this year's group and what type of team that you have this season.
We're going to compete. We're hoping to compete this year, maybe for the league and definitely for the districts. But we did move up in class, so our district playoffs are going to be a little bit tougher than they were when we were in Class A. But we're hoping to compete this year and be in every game.
And, of course, just two teams in single A as far as that goes, Forest City and Susquehanna. So you'll be competing in double A. Let's talk a little bit about that competition around you in double A and some of those other teams around you.
We've seen Northwest and stuff through the off season and in camps and stuff, and they're going to be very good. Elk Lake is going to be very good, and we're just hoping that those are the two teams that we really think that we have to go against to compete for the title. And then I did see Blue Ridge beat Elk Lake by a point, so that they're probably a pretty decent team too.
And we'll talk about some of the young ladies who are in studio with us. And the first coach, the young lady we're going to talk to, is Kirsten Bragg. Tell us a little bit about her talents.
Kirsten's our point guard, and she's been out a while. This is the first week that she got back. The Dunmore game was her first game back. She's our catalyst. She's our point guard, and she sets everybody up for their shots. And the offense is going to run through her. All
right, let's welcome in Kirsten Bragg here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. And Kirsten, let's talk about getting back and being able to play some basketball again.
Yeah, it was really hard. I had an appendix surgery, so that took a toll on the first couple games of the season. I'm back now, though, starting off slow, so it's going to take a few games to get back in the swing of things.
How about the kind of watching, and obviously you're learning a little bit as you're watching, and you're saying, I want to be out there, but what did you see out of your teammates?
I saw a lot, actually. With me not being there, Lindsay Welsh had to step up and take point guard, which is a huge position to be in. She had to set everyone up where she usually plays the wing, and she's a good shooter, so not having her on the wing, Alexandra had to step up a lot, and Jen Regan stepped up a lot in the inside.
And, of course, a great tradition there at Old Forge with basketball is everybody seems to love to play that, and softball seem to be the two popular sports for the young ladies. Talk about just being able to compete and be a Blue Devil.
I love it. It's been in my blood. My whole family is from Old Forge. I've been watching varsity sports since I've been born. It's just a great town and school to represent.
And how about some other things that you're doing there at Old Forge? Any clubs or other sports you're playing?
I'm a member of the softball team.
And you get to play for Coach Pat Ravella. That's always fun.
Definitely. Great guy.
How about your future endeavors? It is your senior season. What are you looking forward to do maybe in the fall?
I'm going to continue my education at a higher institute, possibly King's College or Marywood University. I'm looking to major in earlyhood education, special education. All
right. Sounds like a bright future for you. Hit the education trail in two good schools, either Marywood or King. So we wish you well there, and, of course, better health as it seems like you're getting there. Okay, thanks, Kirsten.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Kirsten Bragg here on the John Mendola Show. Coach Stacchiotti, another young lady we're going to talk about is Maya Floravito. Tell us about her talents.
Maya has played forward. She's played guard. She's taken point. She does anything she's asked. She just competes, and she just plays hard. And I just know I can put her anywhere. She just plays that position well. And she's a real good man-to-man defender, so when I want to stop the other teams like center, forward, or something, I put Maya on them. And she does a really good job with that.
Always great to get a versatile player and a great defender. Let's welcome in Maya Floravito here on the John Mendola Show. And Maya, Coach gives you a compliment to talk about having that versatility.
Yeah, it was a nice comment.
How about just being able to get out there and kind of do your thing? Talk about what you think you do when you're out there on the court.
I just kind of do what I can to help out my team defensively, offensively.
And as far as some of the players that are on the team this year, tell us about some of the other players. I know we're going to talk to 6 of you young ladies today, but talk about some of the other girls maybe in the background that are kind of working hard at practice and contributing.
Another player that's really stepping up is Corey Ann Holzman. She comes in, she plays great defensively, she scores for us, so she's a big asset to the team. Another one, Anna Oshesky, she comes in as guard and she really helps us out.
And you don't have a 6-footer, but you got a couple girls that seem like they're 5'8", 5'9", 5'10", somewhere in there. So a little bit of size this year for a smaller school.
Yeah, we definitely have some size. Jen being 5'10", Ashley Bound being 5'10". We have some tall girls.
And, of course, there's always a little bit of grit with the Old Forge Lady Blue Devils. Talk about playing with that toughness that seems to just be in your blood.
We always play hard. We have to. It's just what we do at Old Forge. We practice hard against each other. We do, hard practices.
And as far as other activities or other sports there at Old Forge, anything else you're involved in?
I play cross country. Oh my God! I play softball and I run cross country.
All right. Well, those are 2 good activities. So you're busy all year round. Do you have a favorite, or do you kind of just whatever's in that season?
Just whatever's in that season.
And future endeavors for you, have you given that much thought yet?
I want to go to college for bio pre-med or pharmacy.
All right. Well, you must be a heck of a student to get into that field. So keep up the good work in the classroom. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Maya Floravito's got a bright future ahead of her, as well as Kirsten Bragg there in the classroom and what they're trying to do. And let's get Coach Stacchiotti to tell us about our next young lady, Julia.
Julia really stepped up this year in the exhibition season when Kirsten was hurt. She became our 5th starter, and she really played hard. And when I put her in the game, she's the first center forward off the bench, and she really plays hard. She rebounds, and she scores some points for us. So she's really had a good off season, and she really works hard at practice.
All right, let's welcome in Julia Cutcliffe here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. And Julia, talk about how much fun you're having right now with your teammates.
It's a great time. It's a great team. Every day at practice, we're working hard, and I just enjoy going.
And being a senior, what's your job? Everybody's got a role, and you go through the program, and eventually, you become a senior. As far as learning from other leaders in the past, what do you try to do to be a leader?
Well, when I was a freshman, we had girls like Lauren Carey and Taylor Nimitz, and they actually brought us to the state championship. And I want to give a similar experience to the freshmen coming up now, and I want them to have as good of a time as I did when I was a freshman. So we try to make the experience really enjoyable for the whole team.
Coach Stacchiotti, he could be kind of an emotional guy out there, but he cares a lot about you girls and wants it the best for you. Talk about what it's like playing for a coach like Coach Stacchiotti. He kind of tells you the way it is, I think.
Well, yeah, I guess you need to know it is what it is, and you need to know how to play, and he definitely helps us improve, because if it was just sugar-coated, there's no way we'd get better, and there's no way we'd play as aggressive as we do in every single game.
And as far as your role, the coach says, listen, I want you to make sure you go get a few rebounds a game. I want you to play the toughest defense you can. Talk about that part as far as saying, okay, I know my job on this team.
Well, our coach is a really great inspiration. I want to do the best I can every single day, and our community is also really, really strong and supportive. Every single game, they're showing up and they're helping us out, and it's just, I want to perform good for them.
And as far as other activities for you at Old Forge, anything else you're involved in?
I do a lot. I do the drama club and student council. I'm in honor society, just a couple clubs.
And how about the future as far as college or something else that you're looking at in the fall?
I plan in going to a DPT program, like a physical therapy. I'm looking into a couple schools.
All right, really popular major. It seems like every guy or young lady is looking into one of those fields. So a lot of jobs in the future for that. And Julia, keep up the good work in the classroom, okay?
Thank you.
All right, Julia Cutcliffe from the Old Forge Lady Blue Devils. We still have more young ladies we're going to talk to from Old Forge coming up here on the show. And now we'll give you some places that you can pick up a copy of our basketball preview magazine. For Dallas area, I want to thank Monk Heating. For Tunkhannock, Frank's Eurocatch State Farm, Lackawanna Trail, Lex Pharmacy. For Abington Heights, head over to Brown's Gym. Mid-Valley, Michael Griffin State Farm. Garth Eastat State Farm for Lakeland. For Valley View, Fred Forte State Farm Insurance. Also for Lakeland, Beston's Auto Body. For Dunmore, Jen Ricky Loophole State Farm. For Holy Cross, I want to thank Holy Cross High School, Mendocino's Italian Specialty Store, Electric City Baseball. Cody Brace Basketball Tournament happens in August. For West Scranton, head over to Vincenzo's Pizza. For Scranton Prep, Rinaldi Auto Sales. For Riverside, Dr. Ken Sebastianelli, Arcaro and Janelle, located right there in Old Forge, and also Ravello's Pizza. Those are the locations you can pick up a copy of our basketball magazine. Well, we come back here on the show. More Old Forge Lady Devils. The Abington Heights girls basketball team will be live in studio as well. Let's head out now to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jeremy Paczynski. Break like a good neighbor. Jeremy Paczynski is there. We'll be back here on WILK. Welcome back to the John Mendola Show here at WILK. 10:17 in the morning, continuing the conversation with the Old Forge Lady Blue Devils as we do each and every Saturday between 10 and 11 o'clock. We talk about the local teams, the players, and the coaches that are doing great stuff. Thank you for that, by the way. As we get ready to go here with Coach Stacchiotti, we talk a little bit more about some of the young ladies. And Coach, first young lady we're going to talk to is Alexandra Nocera. Tell us a little bit about her.
Well, Alex is my defensive stopper. I would say on the opposing team's top guard. I always put her on their best player. She's hard-nosed, she's gritty, and she's determined. She works very, very hard at practice, and she's just when I need her to score, she'll go out and try to drive to the basket and put some points on the board. But she knows that what her job is, and she's very hard-nosed.
All right, like what we like to hear there, a hard-nosed player going after it. Let's welcome in Alex Nocera here on the show. And Alex, let's talk about how much fun you're having right now.
Oh my gosh, I love playing for this team. I have such a great time with all the girls and playing out there and just being with everyone. We all have a lot of fun.
Talk about take us through a little bit of a practice. The coach may say, hey, all right, let's get some foul shots going, let's get some dribbling going, or some drills, or take us through some of the tough parts of practice. I'm sure there's times you're second guessing yourself, saying, oh man, this is pretty darn tough.
Definitely. Well, one thing that we always have to do is defensive drills, and that's one of our harder things that we do. We always have to get down and slide and make sure that we're working hard on those.
How about some of those fun trips you're taking? And you play a little bit more of a couple probably different teams that you played in the past. The schedule's a little different for everybody this year, but how about some trips that you're looking forward to taking this year, maybe on a road game?
Well, one road game that we already had was Minersville, and they're a really good team. I think they're number 1 in the state or number 2, and that was a pretty far drive. It was like a 2-hour ride.
Yeah, that is the Battling Miners of Minersville. That is a far drive. As far as yourself with your teammates, talk about that cohesiveness that you see out there on the court right now.
Well, we all really bond when we're out there together. I feel like we all trust each other and we could depend on each other. It's not just run by one person.
All right. Well, good to hear. How about for you? Anything other than basketball that you do in your world?
I have softball.
All right, cool. And you're a junior, so you got a little bit of time to think about that next step, right?
Yes.
All right. Well, we wish you well. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.
All right. Moving along, we have Jennifer Regan, who is with us. And Coach, tell us a little bit about her talents and what she brings to the table.
Well, Jen's our starting center, and I told her before the season that I need 10 points out of her per game, and she's been accomplishing that, and she reminds me of that every day. But she works hard and she tries her best, and she has to play the top center on the other team, and she works hard inside trying to rebound, and she's been scoring, so I'm very pleased with that.
Let's welcome in Jennifer Regan, a junior here on the Old Forge Lady Devils team. And Jennifer, talk about having that job of, hey, I know I got to put some balls in the bucket, and some of them might be 2-footers, some might be 8-footers, but a coach is kind of counting on you down there.
Well, being 5'9", it's tough because we're not a big team, so it's good to be able to have that pressure. It makes me really have to step up, and I know I could rely on my teammates. They have great shots, and we all really work together, and when I do step up, it's a great feeling because I know I'm doing it for my team, and we're going to accomplish something great together.
Let's talk about some of those bigs down low that kind of help you out or spell some time and get in and give some quality minutes. To take us through some of the other tall girls down there.
We have Ashley Bound and Julia Kukla coming in. Julia is our lefty. She always pushes me so hard at practice. practice to work. We get the mat out. She shoved me all the time, encouraging me, and she makes me do my best.
Well, good to have somebody kind of pushing you a little bit like Julia does. As far as overall defensively, talk about how you approached the game when you play defense.
Well, at practice, we get the mats out, like I said, and we really just focus on, we have our coaches coming in and pushing us and just really getting in the mindset of being strong and stepping up.
Yeah, that physical play is important to kind of know somebody's going to be around you, and maybe you get the end one, so to speak, during games. As far as you, any other activities you're involved in there at Old Forge?
For activities, basketball mainly right now, but I am a class officer, and I do a lot of things in the school to help out. So
right, that's a big responsibility for you, doing the class officer thing. And how about your family encouraging you at the games?
Yeah, my dad is probably my biggest supporter. He's been with me all the way up. He's been a coach for most of the girls here growing up, so he's always encouraging me, helping me out. Biggest supporter.
All right, glad to hear it, and thank you so much for coming in today, and have a great new year.
Thank you for having us.
All right, Jennifer Regan here from the Old Forge Lady Devils. We have one more young lady to talk about, and that's Lindsay Welsh today from Old Forge. And Coach, fill us in on Lindsay.
Well, Lindsay's our freshman, and she got thrown into the fire a little bit this year with Kirsten being hurt. I wanted to bring her along a little slower than I had to, and she knows that. And she had to take over the point guard spot when Kirsten was out, and she did a good job. She scored off of it. She still managed to score. She's averaging about 10 points a game, and she has made us a lot better team with her coming up and starting. She's been a pleasant surprise. She had a real good summer and an off season, and she has a nice future in her as her goals. So she's gonna be very, very good, I think.
All right, let's welcome in Lindsay Welsh here on the show. And Lindsay, being a freshman, kind of challenging, I'm sure, playing some varsity sports. As Coach said, you're kind of coming along right now.
Yeah, it's definitely like a big transition from going to like junior high basketball straight up to varsity. I've just been going with the flow ever since day one in the summer with the girls. They never treat me like a freshman. They always treat me like an upperclassman. And that's what everyone's looking at me right now. I'm not like any other, freshman, I guess. They just treat me like I'm not that, I guess. I don't know. It's hard to explain. They just push me every day.
It makes a lot of sense. I mean, you come in as a freshman, you're thinking, okay, first I got to be accepted by my other ninth grade people in the school and on my team. Now I got girls that are 3 and 4 years older than me that have to accept me. And you said it was pretty easy transition. Talk about the leadership with some of those seniors. They sound like they're very good students, and they work hard on the basketball court too.
Yeah, definitely. I always look up to them. Kirsten Bragg, Maya, and Julia, they're always right there when I need them. And they always help me on and off the court. And when I do something wrong, they always tell me to shake it off and just really help me out throughout the season and practice.
That encouragement goes a long way. And Coach gave you a nice compliment, saying he thinks you're going to be somebody that's going to really make their mark as the years go on here. And do you feel that pressure? You kind of like it, say, you know what, I'm getting used to this. I think I could keep pushing myself.
Yeah, hopefully I could pull something off throughout these next couple of years. I really look up to a lot of girls in the league, some of the seniors right now. A couple years ago I was actually a ball girl, so it's weird playing against the girls that I was once watching on the bench.
Well, very well spoken, especially for a freshman. Not easy to come in and do a live radio interview, so we wish you well, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, so best of luck to the Old Forge Lady Blue Devils. Coach Stacchiotti, thank you so much for bringing the young ladies in today, and we wish you well the rest of the season.
All right, thanks, John.
All right, Coach Stacchiotti and the Lady Blue Devils of Old Forge. We'll switch things up. Tonight's girls basketball will be live in studio coming up here shortly. Also talk a little Kings College men's basketball. We'll talk with Dave Rosengren from the Times Leader about the wrestling going on this weekend at Lake Lehman. So here's some more locations. You can pick up a copy of our basketball preview magazine. You can do so at Manuka Subaru. It's all we do. Joe Blazovic, an attorney in West Pittston. Dr. Patrick Adnesio, also located in West Pittston. Sheehan's Pharmacy in Plains. Valley Carmet Care, located in Plains. Danko's All-American Fitness. Popple Construction. Any of the McCarthy Tire locations. Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Kingston, and Hazleton. Patty Sports Bar. The Athletic Image. And the Hilton Garden Inn in Wilkes-Barre. We'll take a time out. Let's head over to our local State Farm insurance agent, Fred Forte. Break like a good neighbor. Fred Forte is there. We'll be back on WILK.